it's not all going so smoothly for these folks over here after the fallout from Marjorie Taylor Greene's appearance and also attendance at AFPAC. Of course, that conference was organized by Nick Fuentes, and since then she's come out and said, "Oh, I completely don't believe in those things, not at all. I was just there. I have no idea who I'm talking to." So it all started out so well for them, but instead, right-wing broadcaster Stu Peters, he started out with this whole pushback, making sure that you guys know his credentials. Some good old-fashioned homophobia. This is how he started. Watch.
I am so happy to be delivering a speech here instead of over at Queer Pack. I mean, can you imagine? They don't want us. They don't want people like me. They don't want people like you. They don't want people like Vince and Nick over at Fudge Pack.
Well, that's some stellar speech there. Queer Pack and Fudge Pack. He's talking about CPAC, I assume, because AFPAC is the right wing version of all those same things. But don't be deterred there. He did also go after Marjorie Taylor Greene for being so fake. Watch.
The Congresswoman from Georgia didn't mention it. I will. Child sex trafficking is the #1 business coming across that border every single day, and it is sick. And nobody is willing to talk about it. None of these people in the media will talk about it. None of these people that we elect and send to Congress or to the United States Senate are talking about it. So you have to ask yourself, are they a part of it? Last October, when Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was just here, heard about Chairman Biden offering reparations to illegal immigrants, she complained that Biden was giving money to illegals while snubbing a reparations bill for Black Americans. Congresswoman Greene was embracing race-based reparations to own the libs. Great job, Marge.
If you're confused about what his exact point is, so am I. The point is he's criticizing Marjorie Taylor Greene. Of course, as I mentioned, she came out a little bit pushing back against her attendance at AFPAC only because she was finally asked about it. But Stu Peters did also come after and speak more about how frustrated he was. This is from Zachary Petrizzo on Twitter, quoted him. So far-right radio host and AFPAC speaker Stu Peters tells the Daily Beast, it's unsurprising to see liar and fraud Marjorie Taylor Greene so quickly stab Nick Fuentes in the stomach. Not in the back, in the stomach, mere hours after pretending to fawn all over his fast-growing movement. He's kind of right there. But also, it turned out that Nick Fuentes was very happy with that stomach stabbing because he still got the promotion, he's still getting talked about, which is honestly his main objective here. So white nationalist Nick Fuentes responded to Peters' Marjorie Taylor Greene attack, and he said, very disappointing that Stu Peters, a former rapper and criminal, is trying so hard to sabotage a perfect night by running to Zach Petrizzo at the Daily Beast to attack one of our featured speakers. Fuentes further calls Peters a quote, boomer. And he added, good riddance, loser. So I mean, they're just throwing them all over the place. All these guys are pretty much similar folks. But also, there's more to this because there's fallout all over the place. First, Peters versus Marjorie Taylor Greene versus Nick Fuentes. Rick, what are you thinking?
What am I thinking?
Who wins? Who's the good guy?
It's a flat out dumpster fire. I don't like when we label people like this far right because that's not even like a fair analysis of who they are and what they represent. And I don't really know what the correct term is, but far right isn't even serving it justice anymore. What I see in Stu Peters is a guy who was a registered Democrat, had some legal troubles, suddenly becomes like a right-wing hero. He was banned from Spotify because of his COVID disinformation. He has called for the death of Dr. Anthony Fauci. Continuing to peddle in COVID disinformation is sort of his thing. They are right that he is a former rapper. Take that as you will. They are right that he is a criminal because he got drunk at a bowling league, came home, and had multiple charges because he was verbally harassing his wife and throwing things which apparently happened a lot. So Stu Peters becoming like this reincarnation of a modern day Republican is not surprising, because whenever there is a criminal history with any of these people, this is their way out of it. It is then to pedal into right-wing circles and make a name for themselves. It's rinse, wash, repeat every time.
I was gonna say, it is telling that after you go through all this, that the people you think are gonna accept you are these folks, because you think that they're willing to accept all of those things, and to a degree they have. Now, because of this this new catfight here, people starting to position themselves within it, because now Nick Fuentes has pushed back on Stu Peters. Who are you with? And Nick Fuentes apparently has the juice right now, because Lauren Witzke, who's the person we've talked about before, we'll get to her, but what she said before, but currently she also failed in her run for the Senate in Delaware. And she now, because she used to work with Stu Peters, has to fall on her own sword and be like, I'm sorry, I'm not that person. I'm with you, Nick. Watch.
I really appreciate you guys taking me in, allowing me to be a part of the movement. It's been a rough last few days. I've been like crying like a woman. And of course, I did what any rational adult would do and called Mommy Malkin to help me. Like I said again, this is a groveling session. I have to pay my penance where penance is due, apologies where they are well deserved, and that is why I am doing the stream. I am not above apologizing when I am wrong, or when I have disrespected somebody or left somebody feeling that they're disrespected. When not like that at all. In fact, I respect our great and merciful leader, who has forgiven me, by the way.
Yo, this is disturbing. I want you guys to notice the difference between her apology there versus any apologies that conservatives would have when they are actually called out for saying and doing things that are offensive, that are harmful, that cause violence. All these things, they go, not gonna. But she's groveling, points out, I'm gonna do my due diligence of making sure you guys know I accept your membership and your happiness and accepting. Yep. I mean, it's like it's kneeling, because you have to. Why is this the energy around this kind of movement, Rick?
Good question. I don't know. It's just like it's a form of acceptance. We sort of said it previously in the show, but they're wearing it as a badge of honor. The funny thing about Lauren Witzke is like saying I cried like a woman. Like, first off, odd. Like, very, very odd. You are stuffing yourself in your own locker and bringing on the misogyny is what you're doing.
Yep. I can be a misogynist too.
Totally. First off, if she were to govern any way that she speaks, I'd say her record would be very poor. Her actions also speak volumes, because there's something about like, if you're too radical for Twitter, you probably shouldn't be in Congress. She's had 2 Twitter accounts taken from her. On Instagram, she follows an account called The Meth Squad, which posts white nationalist memes, Hitler memes, tons of Confederacy stuff. That's who she is. It's not surprising that she's falling, as you said, on the sword with Nick Fuentes, but this is also a person who has used the N-word in her tweets. Like, she's an absolute joke, a despicable human being who also said that she's pro-Putin because he has a Christian nation, while also disregarding that people in Ukraine may also be of the same religion. So this is absolutely not surprising. Again, it is modern day republicanism, and it is flat out shameful.